Now let us discuss the concept of karma and rebirth. The concept of karma and rebirth. The word karma stands for action. Whenever we are discussing the concept of karma, in the concept of karma there is one more hidden concept, that is nothing but karma phala. Whenever we are discussing karma, we are going to discuss karma phala. Karma stands for action. Karma phala stands for the result of the action. That means the karma stands not only for action but also the result of the action. And the concept of karma and rebirth is based on three pillars or three doctrines. Before discussing those doctrines, first let us discuss the action. Action means running, laughing, driving, standing, shouting. Even the birth and death are also considered as actions. In fact, even being silent is also considered as one action. For every action there will be one reaction, that means one result will be there. And it is not possible for us to avoid that result. If you perform good actions, you will get good results. If you perform bad actions, you will get bad results. But result is guaranteed. That means for each and every action there will be one definite result. Unavoidable result will be there. That is the first doctrine of concept of karma and rebirth. The first principle or the first doctrine is for every action there will be a definite and unavoidable result. Definite and unavoidable result will be there. That means it's not possible for us to avoid the result. One person, let us consider one person. He can be Prime Minister of India or President of America, whoever it may be. Or in the olden days, he might be a king. Because of their powerful positions, they may not be in a position to receive the result. That means punishment. After reaching that particular position, because of their powerful position, they may resort to number of crimes. They may resort to number of unlawful activities. Then because of those positions, they may have some sort of protection. They may not be punished if their actions are bad actions. Now we are saying that definite result will be there. That's why our Hindu philosophical thinkers have introduced one concept. Inside every body there will be one soul. And whenever there is death, that death is only to the body but not to the soul. The soul is immortal, there is no death to the soul. To receive the results of the actions of that Janma, the soul will take another birth. That means it will enter into another body. After entering into that body, it will receive the results. That's why we used to say that in general, in our society, whenever we commit some mistakes, then other people may scold you. You may take the birth of a pig in the next Janma, or some other animal. Like that, here the soul is immortal. It can enter from one body to another body. That is called transmigration of the soul. Immortality of the soul and transmigration of the soul will be there in order to receive the results of the previous Janma or previous birth. After getting birth, again in the second Janma also, Again we will perform certain actions. Even being silent is also an action. And again to receive the results of that Janma, we may take some other Janma. That means after death, again we may reborn. We may take a rebirth. Like that, in every Janma, that means in every birth in their life, after every birth we will perform certain actions, and we will not be in a position to receive the results of all those actions, for which our soul, even after the death, our soul will take another Janma, and that means our soul may enter into another body and there will be rebirth. Then you will receive the results of the previous Janma, and again in that Janma you may perform certain actions, and again to receive the results you may take next Janma. Like that, always there will be continuous cycle of birth, action, rebirth, and again action, rebirth, action, rebirth. That's why the soul is tied to a continuous cycle of birth and rebirth, birth and rebirth, birth and rebirth. Whenever there is a liberation of the soul from the continuous cycle of birth and rebirth, then automatically that soul joins with the soul of the God, Paramatma. That is considered as moksha. Whenever all your actions are good, then you will receive the best reward. The best reward is nothing but liberation from the continuous cycle of birth and rebirth, and the union of the soul with the soul of the supernatural. That's why in the concept of karma, there are three important doctrines. One is a definite and unavoidable result. Second one is immortality of soul. And transmigration of the soul. Because of the transmigration of the soul, always there will be connection between two Janmas. That means there will be some sort of continuity of life, continuity of cycles. Why? Because every cycle is interconnected. Birth and rebirth, birth and rebirth, birth and rebirth. After taking birth, we will perform again some actions. To receive the results of those actions, we will take another birth. Like that continuous cycle, there will be some sort of continuity. That's why the concept of the karma and rebirth is based on three pillars or three doctrines. One is a definite and unavoidable result will be there, and there will be immortality of the soul, and there will be transmigration of the soul, and finally there will be continuity among number of janmas. Continuity of cycles will be there. Very simple concept. Karma stands for an action. For every action there will be one result, definite and unavoidable result. And if you perform good actions, you will receive good results. If you perform bad actions, you will receive bad results. Generally, in a general conversation, we used to believe that whenever we are discussing about one particular person who has reached an important position, then we used to say that it is because of his acts in the previous janma he was able to reach that particular position, or a particular person is born in so and so particular family. Like that, for good actions there will be good results, for bad actions bad results, and we used to attribute like that only. And whenever in order to receive the results of those actions, whether they can be punishments or rewards, we will take another birth. Whenever all our actions are good actions, then we will receive the best reward. That best reward is nothing but liberation from the continuous cycle of birth and rebirth, and this union of Atma with Paramatma. That is nothing but moksha. Whenever you inculcate these values in the minds of the people, then indirectly it promotes action on the part of individual. That means it insists on individual responsibility. It says that if you perform good actions, there will be good results. If you perform bad actions, there will be bad results. That means if you work hard, then you are going to get a very good result at the end. That result may be received in the same janma or after some janma. That means it encourages the people to not to remain inactive. It insists on individual responsibility. You are going to decide your destiny. You are responsible for your present position. Your actions in the previous phase, whether it can be in that same janma or it can be in the previous janma, your actions are responsible to your present position. That means it encourages the people to be active in their life. It encourages the people to follow the path of dharma. That means it encourages the people to follow the moral life. And that means if you follow the path of dharma, then there will not be any bad action. Then whenever there are no bad actions, then automatically your actions will be good actions. And at the same time, it will encourage the people to be involved in charitable activities. Whenever you are helping other members of the society, that is nothing but a charitable activity. That is nothing but a good activity. Automatically you are going to get good results. Like that, whenever you perform all your actions as good actions, automatically you are going to receive the best result. That is nothing but moksha. That's why it encourages, it insists on individual responsibility. It encourages the people to not to remain inactive. That means it encourages the people to be active in their life. And it encourages the people to lead a moral life and to be involved in charitable activities. In that way, it has a lot of advantages also. But the concept of karma and rebirth is a double-edged sword. It has some disadvantages also because of this concept. Some people used to believe that our present status is because of our actions in the previous janma. That's why we have nothing to do with the present janma. That's why it is responsible for inaction on the part of an individual. People believe that the present day status is because of our actions in the previous janma. That's why everything will be on the basis of our actions in the previous janma. That's why people would like to remain inactive in a particular life. It depends upon the people, how they have been perceiving this concept. We can use a knife for cutting a vegetable as well as for cutting a throat. It depends upon the people. Some people who have understood the concept of karma and rebirth, they started realizing the importance of the present life and they started being so active in their life. But some people used to believe that their present status is because of the past actions. That's why they have nothing to do with the present life. That's why because of their inaction to improve their status, most of the time there will be economic backwardness. And this is based on superstitions. We don't know whether there is God or not. Based on these superstitions, we are moving in a backward direction. That's why it is responsible for social backwardness as well as economic backwardness. Because of the inaction and because of the superstitions, it is responsible for social backwardness and economic backwardness. And at the same time, in Indian society, the traditional Indian society, we have a caste system, the most important characteristic. In the caste system, number of castes will be there, and some castes are considered as higher castes, some castes are considered as lower castes. Higher castes are given number of privileges, and on the lower caste, number of disabilities are imposed. Now, on the lower caste people, the higher caste people started committing number of atrocities also. But everyone is a human being. If they have potential, they can perform anything. But based on our birth in a particular caste, number of occupational restrictions, number of civic disabilities, religious disabilities were imposed in the past. Now, people in the lower caste on which a number of disabilities were imposed used to think that our birth in so and so particular lower caste is because of our actions in the previous janma, and the birth in the higher caste is because of the actions of so and so people in their previous janma. That's why they are eligible to enjoy a number of privileges, and we are eligible to face a number of disabilities we have to face. That means they accepted the Inequality is imposed by the caste system. Disability is imposed by the higher caste and the lower caste. This is responsible for this is responsible for the absence of the caste revolts in the olden days. Only after the advent of the Christian missionaries, because of the advent of the science, now the people started questioning equality, equality, equality. Because everyone is a human being. In the body of every human being, whether he is from upper caste or from the lower caste, there will be same parts, there will be same blood. The blood is red in color only. Whenever we impose number of occupational restrictions, automatically we are not going to harness the economic potential of all the people. And it indirectly justified the caste system. It is responsible for economic backwardness and it justified the caste system. In the caste system, number of inequalities are there. Now the lower caste people are feeling that these inequalities we have to face because our position, our birth in so and so position is because of our actions in the previous janma. That's why it is responsible for economic backwardness. It is responsible for social backwardness, and it has been justifying the caste system. That's why the people they accepted the caste system, and they accepted the lower caste people accepted the disabilities imposed by the upper caste. Only after the advent of these Britishers, when the element of science has received more attention in Indian society, then they started questioning the authority of the upper caste system. They started questioning the existence of soul, transmigration of the soul, God, all those things. That's why, as far as this concept is concerned, questions can be asked in any way. Now the question, understood? Now the question can be asked in any manner. We know the concept of karma and rebirth or rana and rebirth. Now the question can be asked, explain the concept of karma and rebirth. This will be very rare. And discuss and examine, analyze, critically analyze. The question can be asked in any manner. Many people do not know the important how to identify the keywords and what the examiner is expecting. If you know the important, if you can identify the keywords, and based on the keyword you are going to give the concerned information or relevant information. You may be studying the same material like that of other people, but in the examination what the examiner is expecting, that we should know. Then only our answer will become a relevant answer. Then only we can get 300 or more than 300 marks. Here in the examination, knowing the concept is important, but writing the relevant answer is very, very important. Whatever may be the question, if you write whatever you know, then it's not possible to get 300 or more than 300 marks. Knowing the subject, as far as the class is concerned, will explain the entire concept. In the textbooks also there will be explanation of the entire concept. But here what happens, what the examiner is expecting from us, what he has been asking and what we have to deliver in the exam, that we must know. This is about the concept of karma and rebirth.